Hey guys, it's Austin Tang here. Today we're going to talk about creating a list in MailChimp and then creating a sign-up form for that list as well. Super simple to do, and we're just going to do some basic ones so you can kind of get the idea down, and then you can grow and expand from there and do some pretty cool stuff. But we got to get our list first so we can get some subscribers and start sending them our email and content. So we're going to click on the list option here. You're going to go up to create list in the upper right hand corner. It's going to ask you, did you want a list or do you want a group? Now today we're not going to worry about groups. All we want to do is create a new list. So we're going to click on the create list icon here. And we got to give our list a name so we can view it and we know what we're dealing with when we look at our dashboard. So I'm going to build a StarCraft 2 video game website. So I'm going to plug that in right here, and I'm going to call this list StarCraft 2 website. And you have to give it a default from name so that the people who subscribe know what their email or where their email is coming from. And I'm going to just type the name of the website here that I'm going to use, which is Let's Fighting Go. And then you have to give them an email address as well so that they know where that email address is coming from. And so I happen to have Let's Fighting Go at Gmail, so we're just going to use that. And this is going to be the default subject line. Obviously, you want to make this not look like spam or some sort of product you're selling them. So we're just going to call it Let's Fighting Go newsletter. And that's pretty simple, and that's what's going to show up in their subject line of their inbox. Now we do need to write a little short reminder here about how they joined our list, and they do give you an example. So we're just going to go ahead and plug that example right in. You are receiving this email because you, and I'm going to change the words a little bit here, you signed up for our monthly we'll capitalize that, StarCraft 2 newsletter. Wham, bam, simple. Now it's going to show some contact info, and what MailChimp does is it plugs in your contact info that you inserted when you signed up. Now I don't want these people seeing my address, so what we're going to do is we're going to edit it, and I'm going to put in 123 Fake Street. We're going to change the city here to Fakeville, good old Fakeville, and the zip code at 12345, and the state in Fake State. The phone is optional, so you can leave that, and we're going to do that today. Now for the notifications, this is referring to you, not your subscribers on your list. Now it's asking you have three different options. You can choose how you would like to be notified when you have a new subscriber or a new unsubscriber. You can have a daily summary, so it will email you about a reflection on the day, who subscribed, who unsubscribed. Otherwise, you can do one by one for both subscriptions and unsubscribers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select one by one subscribe notifications as they happen. So that way, every time I get a new subscriber, I get an email, and I can use that or work with that. So I'm a no bad news is good news kind of person, and I don't want to know when people unsubscribe. However, you're probably going to want to check both of these or just this one so you can really track all of your data and see what's trending and why people are leaving, if they are leaving. So now we have an option here to select, and by selecting this, which we're going to go ahead and do, when somebody subscribes or they opt in for your service, they can select whether they would like to receive email in HTML or email in plain text. Now I do like to give people the option, however most people are probably going to want to view it in HTML, but sometimes if your image load gets too heavy or you have too much going on, it might bog someone's system down, so they're going to prefer and use a plain text. So it is nice to have that option there. And we're going to hit save, and then it's going to load with our new list. So there it is, StarCraft 2 website list right there in our list section. So now we need to make a sign-up form for this list so we can start putting it places and people can sign up. So we're going to click this little icon over here, and it's going to give us a whole bunch of options. Now what we want is sign-up forms. So we're going to go up to sign-up forms. And for today, we're just going to go with a general form. There is embedded, so you can use HTML code and generate HTML code. Otherwise, there's some integration you can do with WordPress and a bunch of other different content management systems. So, but for today, we'll just do general forms. It's going to load here. And now we have a preview of what it's going to look like. So these are pretty simple to edit. All you got to do is click on them, and you can edit them. So what we're going to do is, if you'll see, it says indicates required, right? This little symbol. So we have an asterisk over email address, which means it's only requiring an email address. So what I'm going to do is I would like to require the first name too. So I click on the first name box, and you can see it's highlighted now. And I have some options that I can work with. You can go into add a field if you need to add more. But what we're going to do is we're just going to click this little checkbox here, and then we're going to hit save. So when this loads, now you can see both of these have an asterisk, so they're both going to be required. Now last name is here, but it's not required. So for my purpose, what I would like to do is I would like to check this hidden box and get rid of last name altogether. Since it's not required, it's just more info that people don't really need to see. So now you can see, you can barely see the blue tint. It says hidden, hidden, hidden all over it. And you don't need to actually add a message, but we're going to do so anyway. So it brings you to this new text prompt, and we're just going to type in subscribe for our monthly StarCraft 2 newsletter. We're going to save and close that. Alright, so as far as we really need right now, we're done. If you want, you can go in and design. You can change the background color. You can change the header color. We can make the font bigger. Let's do that. Let's make it 32 here. Yep, see? So you can make it larger if you want. We can even pop an image in right here. You can just hit use image. You know what? Let's do that. Let's pop an image in. So we'll browse for a file here. I think I've got one on my desktop that should work. There we go. We'll just put in a little StarCraft 2 one. We're going to upload that JPEG. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it 600 so it will actually fill the top section here if it wants to load in. There we go. Okay. So now we've got our image over here, and it's pretty big. You can go and tweak that as you want, or you don't even need an image. You can pull it right out and get rid of it. As you can see, it's a little pixelated, but we're just going to leave it for now. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do in design. It's pretty cool. You can even translate if you know that you're going to have people coming to your sites or your blog who don't necessarily speak English, or maybe don't speak English as their first language. You can translate and it'll say a bunch of stuff and it can be sent all across the world. But we're going to leave that for now. So all I'm going to do is paste this in to a link on my WordPress for my website. So I'm going to copy this HTTP link right here. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go over to my dashboard. Now my website isn't actually live. I'm just hosting this within my own computer, and there's some really cool tutorials out there for how to do that if that's something you're interested in. But for right now, I'm going to edit my front page, and I'm going to type in a little message here. Let's just say, we'll say click here to subscribe to our monthly newsletter. Alright, now we're going to highlight this, and I'm just in WordPress. You can pretty much do this with any other content management system you're running. And a little link will pop up here. We're going to just paste that link right in. Now I'm going to check this box so that when someone clicks on that link, it opens up in a new window or a new tab, and it doesn't get rid of their current window that's viewing my website. I'm going to add this link. I'm going to update it. I'm going to go up and look at my website. Now we have this link here on the front page, and it says click here to subscribe. So I'm interested in this website. I think it's pretty cool. I like the video game. You know, I like to get some more knowledge every month from them. So I'm going to click on that, and here we are. I would just type in my email address, my first name, and choose which format I want, and subscribe away. So when someone comes to this page, that's what they will see. And when they subscribe, then you're going to have them right down here in your lists that we made earlier. It is being a little slow right now. It's thinking about it. But once they've clicked onto that sign up form, they'll get their confirmation email, and then you'll have them in your lists and you can manage them. There we go. So right now we don't have any subscribers for that list, but as people do subscribe, they do opt in, that'll start to go up, and then it's going to show you some percentages, and there's a lot of different reports and things you can use to track it. So that's all we're going to talk about today, but there's plenty of other stuff you can dive into do with MailChimp, but that's a super easy way to get started. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section or shoot me a message, and I'll see what I can do. Take it easy.